Order shall prevail.
This is your final chance, Corvo. Sign the confession, and let me give you the rights to put your spirit at ease.
Son of a...
That's enough for now. Get out. Let's give the man some time to think.
A lot of bald guys.
Corvo, the Empress is dead. Her daughter Emily is hidden away, and no one will ever know the truth.
Yes, unlucky you. Tomorrow you'll be executed, but it's for a good cause. This country needs strong leadership now, someone to guide the weak. And that's where we come in.
There was nothing personal in this, even though you almost sank our plans. But it turned out well. You were in the wrong place at the right time, and someone has to take the fall. Goodbye, Corvo. Guards! Take him back to his cell.
Oh, so that's how you're gonna do me, huh? Bald mother. One thing I will say is the rogues gallery in this
meal comes from a friend.
The designs, it's just a bunch of bald guys. It was kind of hard to keep track when the actual gameplay begins. Let's look through this back window here. Okay, you can see sort of a courtyard. I guess possibly the front of the prison or the inside. Coldridge prison. Dank cell. Game starts in a prison cell, kind of like Arx Fatalis, and kind of like the Elder Scrolls games. So, two of them at least. We all start with innocence, but the world leads us to guilt. Interesting. That is one philosophy. Fire that a little fire that warms is better than a big fire that burns. Sure. Can't disagree with, oh my god, do not go in there. Alright.
Did you hear Morris was dragged off by the overseers for some black magic nonsense? Bug someone else.
Those guys must be best friends. So it's from a friend, huh? Oh. Corvo. Who we are is irrelevant right now. Just know that we have faith in you. Here's the key to your cell. Once you're out, head for the prison's interrogation room. Take the explosive there and plant it on the outer door. When the bomb goes off, run. Make for the river and lose yourself in the sewers. You'll find some useful gear stashed there. One of the prison guards will leave a weapon just outside your cell. And good luck. We need you alive and well for what's to come. A friend. This whole part, the whole part of being in a clandestine anti-government organization, being invited all shadowy like that, very beyond good and evil. Corvo's cell key. Time to get to stealthing. The Raven's on the prowl. Corvo is, I believe, Latin for crow or raven? I forget which language it is. Don't know what Etano means. Let's see. Our first weapon. Trusty sword. See, what I mean is, see how he holds the sword like that when he is ducked? Crouched down? So really, the sword like that, being held like that would be the indicator that you're crouched. I don't see why they would need the indicator on the left side as well. It breaks the immersion. Okay. Look at this texture here. it's definitely not photorealistic or even close to good, but sort of like this muted, blended paint thing that kind of works no matter when you play this game. It would look good.
So many people are coming to the execution tomorrow.
It's on account of Corvo, the one who killed the Empress and abducted her daughter, Emily.
I didn't abduct
So
her.
it's an occasion.
Right. A social event for the high and mighty. Come see the noble Lord Protector get his head chopped off.
You're as bad as us betting on the dogfights.
Attention. The solitary wing is off limits to maintenance
That
unless
sound you
accompanied
get
by
to
an
know very
officer
well.
of the watch. Escort through the solitary wing must be
B05.
scheduled in advance with 1 week's notice.
I shouldn't be here. Now I'm gonna die for nothing.
Same here, dude.
I don't belong here. I never did nothing. She lied.
Sure she did.
Curse those rich milk bloods for putting
Chance you'll
me
share your food with me tonight? Shut up.
Hey, kill a guard for me, will ya?
Attention. Tomorrow's execution will be restricted to
That
the
alerts
personnel
them, but they
assigned
don't
to
come
the
running.
event and approved dignitaries only.
Their alert system's different than in the sequel. I forgot about this. It's essentially the same, but I thought they would come out and check on
Burn
that.
this place to the ground.
I will, dude.
You're out. Good for you. Cut some throats.
What if I want to do the peaceful playthrough?
Let me out. I've got 3 days before they cut my head off.
I would if I
Tell
could.
Slackjaw I'm in here. He's gotta get me out.
Oh, Slackjaw. Foreshadowing of a character we haven't met yet. It's good world building.
Attention. The solitary
how-
wing
if I
is
were to do
off
the
limits
stealth
to
way-
maintenance crews, unless accompanied by an officer of the watch.
How would I do it?
Escort
This
through the
setup's
solitary
very,
wing must be scheduled in advance with 1 week's
Time to
notice.
get blow off. What's that?
It's like they look over, but they won't just walk over here.
Hey, what was that? I know I heard something. What was that?
So investigate it. Okay, there we go.
Check under everything.
Come around.
He's here. Get around him.
There ain't no way I'd steal from the royal family. I just worked on the roof.
Help!
So, I guess that decides I'm not doing the stealth playthrough. Well, I mean, silly me.
Attention.
Of course I'm doing the
Tomorrow's
stealth playthrough. I'm
execution
going to
will
be using
restricted
stealth.
to
I mean the
personnel
ghost
assigned to the
playthrough.
event and approved dignitaries only.
Or, in fact, you could do the ghost playthrough and still be lethal, so I don't know what I'm saying. What I mean is, I'm not going to be doing the non-lethal. Just simply because I... You know, the game's supposed to be played non-lethally, and I'm going to try to do it as much as possible. Besides that. I know a lot of people criticize saying it gives you all these offensive powers, then rewards you more for being non-offensive, but we're going to do something in the middle, probably.
Attention. The solitary wing is off limits to maintenance.
Sokolow's health index.
By an officer of the watch. Escort through the solitary wing must be scheduled in advance with 1 week's notice.
tags. Okay, learning how to climb. The Hound Pits. So the Hound Pits is a pub. I guess maybe they have literal hound fights there too. We end up at that pub later. Let's see. Some more health elixir, whale meat, yum.
Seen any more big rat swarms?
Yeah, now we're getting into some thief stuff. Stealing single coins. Oh, what the? What were they running for? Oh, look, 167. Bet you that's for something. Why were they running?
Attention. The solitary wing is off limits to maintenance crews.
Oh, maybe they got
unless
reports
accompanied
that
by
I
an
killed those
officer
other
of the
guys?
watch. Escort through the solitary wing.
Yeah, they're
must
off
be
looking for
scheduled
me,
in
I think.
advance with 1 week's notice.
I don't have to go this way, I don't think. Ah, our first sign of the rats. These babies are iconic for this game. Given the plague and all that, like the guard said. I can't really use them for anything right now. What's funny is I once tried to do it without killing anybody, and I would hide a body, and then rats would eat it, and it would count as a kill. Oh, that was annoying.
Can't stay hidden forever.
I technically can.
Keep running.
I'm not running, I'm crawling.
Attention. Tomorrow's execution will be
See, like right there, I didn't have to kill those guys to get away. So I won't. I'll only kill when I have to. Now see, this is actually the first example of the, I know I'm saying the word immersive sim so much. There's other ways to describe these kind of games, but these multiple games with multiple paths and simulated worlds with different variables. Notice how I came down here and then opened this door, and then suddenly I was back here where I was supposed to climb there. I didn't have to come this way. Unbreakable door. It's not a great example. It's pretty standard. Lots of games would have that, but just your first sort of look at the design of
scheduled in advance with 1 week's notice.
multiple ways to get to the same place. Also, this is a great mechanic. Gotta love that. Ah, shut up. Get the key from the guard's belt. Okay. So I guess I do have to interact with these guys somewhat.
You got a problem.
Who's that?
Take that!
I guess I have to kill them here. I have to fight, I mean. Did I hit R... Ooh, his eyes bugged out. I hit R1 to do non-lethal, but I guess it's a different button than this one. Oh, damn.
Will be restricted to the personnel assigned to the event and approved dignitaries only.
Oh, there's an arrow, like, pointing where you're supposed to go on the screen. That's interesting. Okay, Now that I got the key. Thank you. So now I'm out of the pits of the cells. Now we're out to the walkway. Remember out here? I was looking out here before through the jail window.
Attention. The solitary wing is off limits to maintenance crews, unless accompanied by an officer of the watch. Escort through the solitary wing must be scheduled in advance, with 1 week's notice.
Man, lots of rules. Find the explosive. Okay. The explosive that was mentioned in that note. Doesn't seem to be anyone around. You don't need to be quite as sneaky as usual. More rats. Coins for me. There's the, looks like Campbell, Grand Overseer, perhaps? Looks like him. Ah, so this is where I was before.
Attention. Tomorrow's execution. Approved dignitaries only.
It's a silent door. Damn. Look at that painting. That's beautiful. Now, is that the Spy Master, I believe? I can't steal this painting, can I? It's too big. Oops. Audiographs. Now, some could say that these are lazy. But how else are you gonna get certain information in a game?
Corvo's unconscious again. Though he's taken more punishment than the 2 men we brought in for interrogation. When he wakes, we'll start again. Having him sign the confession for her murder isn't critical, but it might be useful to us later. The assassination of an empress is not a trivial matter.
No, it is not. Duty Officer's Report, Corvo's Interrogation. Corvo Atano, formerly the Royal Protector, will be brought in for interrogation. This is of utmost importance. The Lord Regent and High Overseer Campbell will conduct the questioning themselves, follow their orders without hesitation, and keep the torturer under control. If Corvo dies in his hands, instead of getting the public execution the Lord Regent wants, it'll be your head that rolls next. Wow, okay. So they have a real passing of the buck sort of failures on via the murder of others. Have a little back room here. Steal some coins. Ah, clockwork. It couldn't just be a normal explosive. It's got to be clockwork. Because we all gaslight steam from whale punk up in here. So I guess I forget. Is the Lord Regent the same guy as the Spy Master? I thought he was. Is that just the same name? We'll find out. It's been a while. It's been a while. Oh, shit. Thought he was looking my way.
Backward, place is slug. Patrol the yard.
Attention.
A classic trope from the Thief series and other stealth games is, you know, hearing dialogue of guards talking to each other. It's great.
In advance, with 1 week's notice.
Makes it feel more real, and also I don't think it's lazy to use that to get out expository dialogue because, hell, it's more realistic and naturalistic than having someone just say it in a cutscene. Or having Ellen Page say it to you by having you draw a maze on a napkin or something.
Who killed the Empress?
What do you say about me? Now we're out in the yard. Gonna try to get by without being seen. Stuff. Did he kill the rat? Look at that glowing tank. Is that whale oil?
Attention. Tomorrow's execution will be restricted to the personnel assigned to the event and approved dignitaries only.
Steal this key here. Never even knew I was there.
It's tomorrow, right?
Yeah, but everything has to be set up today.
I can't wait to see his head roll. Not everyone did, but I really like the Empress.
You don't think I did? I loved her. Maybe too much. Okay, the only projectile I have is a bullet. Oh, look. Huh. So once again,
the solitary wing
that's not really like a branching path because I couldn't have gone
by an officer of
that
the
way because it was
Escort
locked.
to the solitary wing must be scheduled in advance.
But that's still really good level design.
Notice.
Because it all loops around. Coming back to a room you were in before, or at least seeing how you got where you got, is very crucial to making a place feel real. I already talked to you. Is there anybody else here I would talk to? Who dat?
Stupid cat.
What is non-lethal? Okay, it is R1.
Attention. Tomorrow's execution will be restricted to the personnel assigned to the event and approved dignitaries only.
Oh, fuck. Where'd y'all come from? Where'd they come from?
Like him. Fall down already.
Ooh. They really lose their heads easily around here. Right. And they really are pushing the promotion with that. Hound pins. Wish I could make an announcement.
The solitary wing is off limits to maintenance crews, unless accompanied by an officer of the watch. Escort to the solitary wing must be scheduled in advance, with 1 week's notice.
High up that goes. Uh-oh, guy right there. Wish I had my trank darts. Once again, I didn't want to kill anyone before, but they saw the body.
Huh?
Like just then. They saw me, didn't they? Honestly, guys, I don't want to kill you. You're making me kill you.
Huh?
Ah, fuck it. Right, let's see here. So okay. Wait, what? Oh, that's closing that. Okay. Taking everything without discretion. If it glows, take it. So what's my motto? Dumpsters are your friend in Dishonored. Always want to hide in these babies. Oh yeah, physics. Okay. Clockwork explosive. Wait for it. Nice. Well, that's how you make an exit. This is so oh shit. Whoa! This is how Arcane does it. They introduce you to the world by throwing you out into the blinding light of fresh air. I'm free. Oh, these guys, they don't seem too interested. Oh shit, they're shooting at me. Guess they are interested. Gotta check, make sure there's nothing down here of interest. Man, I have a lot of air in this one. They don't give you any air in the next one. Alright, let's get up here. Feels like The Fugitive. Music's great there, very effective. There's not much music like that in the second one. That was very action-y, set-piecey. I mean, it was pretty much, you had a little glowing spot of where to put it, told me to press a button, boom. Triggered an action-y scene. That's very unlike the rest of the game and unlike the sequel, especially. If there's an action-y moment, it's usually your own choice, not what the game's telling you to do. So that, I will say, is... I mean, that was necessary. Oh, shit, here they come. My sewer. I'm the king of the shit. I'll teach him to chase me. Alright. Alright, alright, alright. These dogs? Alright, did the broadcast cut out? Let's see. Make sure this is still streaming.
Must be scheduled in advance. With one...
Check 1, 2, 3. Check 1, 2, 3. Alright. Seem to be back going. Sorry about that. Probably should be running. Go to sewers. Alright. The outsider walks among us. That's our first sign of any outsider talk. Now in the trailer for the game, the outsider appears to you in prison. I guess that doesn't happen in the game. So far we've been using just pure brute force and human skill.
How many people did he kill on his way out of the prison? I guess if you'll kill the Empress, you don't care about a few guards.
Shut up. Look at this stuff. Somebody's been down here.
Bottle Street gang, maybe. Watch for booby traps. Could be some down here by the look of it.
Good. If we're lucky, one of them will get Corvo.
You're afraid of him? He's Sir Conan. It's all merchants and whores down there.
Kids like you never saw what he was like. I saw him fight 3-to-1 in the practice yard. He's a whirlwind.
I hope it's me that finds him.
I hope it is too.
That's awesome. Okay, so that has a big, way bigger impact for multiple reasons, that bit of dialogue. Number one, them saying, did you hear he killed some guards? That's showing that your choices have immediate reactions to them, not just the ending of the game. They know that I killed, and the fact that he said, oh, if you killed an Empress, you have no problem with some guards, proving the point. A lot of people say that it's silly that in this game, you know, you're trying to prove your innocence, that you're not a murderer by murdering people. Yeah, that's one way of playing the game. Almost the intended and whole point of the game is to not do that, but that is one way of doing it because they say yes to the player and they give you options. And as you can see, options have consequences. By killing, which I chose to do, they are now commenting on it, and it's not making me look too good as far as not being a killer, which is really great. And the second was they mentioned my sword fighting skills and my history as a Sir Conan. Now, the first time I played this, I was probably like, okay, Sir Conan, in one ear, out the other, just another made-up, you know, name. Like when you're watching Game of Thrones and you don't, as someone who doesn't know anything about Game of Thrones, all the names sort of go in one ear and out the other, because they don't have context for them. Just maybe like, you know, at one time Gandalf or Aragorn might not have meant anything to you, but now those names bring very vivid images and thoughts to your head. Now, having played the second game, which takes place in Serkonos, Corvo's hometown, and they said it's filled with, what would they say, whores and something, fishermen and whores or something? That statement now means a lot. That's really cool. This is why I came back to play the first one again, to flesh out this world that they have created. So far, so good. Alright, so, City of Dunwall Waterworks. Gotta love the rats. So I'm guessing that is the logo of the Lord Regent or the Spy Master. Still haven't figured out if this is the same guy. Corvo, if you're reading this, it means your plan worked, our plan worked, and you've broken free from Coldridge. One of our contacts has hidden weapons for you somewhere deeper in the sewers. Grab the gear, and find Samuel where the tunnels dump into the river. He will bring you to us. A friend who will meet you soon. Interesting. I like the secrecy. Sound of moths. Sounds very similar to the blood flies in the next game. So I guess I could... Is that locked? Yes. Oh wow, that's a lot of rats. It's a lot of rats. Got some albino ones in there too. Oh yeah, I remember this. Great way to naturalistically show you what the rats can do. Damn, they get down to the bone fast. They clean up good. Oh man, it's a beautiful sight to behold. Yucca pucka. Yucca pucka. Okay, so they introduced, once again, I'm not a game designer. I just really like game design. Trying to just kind of break this down for fun. So they introduced the concept of the rat subtly by having a lone, non-lethal rat right there, reminding you, hey, rats are a thing. That rat's placement right there is purposeful. They could have had you first see the rats in here, but that rat right there is purposeful, I bet you. Maybe even assuming that a player might kill it with ease with its sword and go, haha, kill the rat. For instance, watch this. You come into this level, right? All you see is this. Well, first you hear the bit of dialogue, which was awesomely done. Dense as hell with world building. Now you see this lone rat. A rat. Man, rats go down easy in this game. Not much of a threat. Man, I'm like a super powered mother. And then you get over here. Doesn't force you to look in any direction. Doesn't redirect you with any cutscene. Naturalistically, through gameplay, they know you're going to be looking down. You're sure as hell not looking up here. You're going to be looking down, and you're going to see that, and that tells you everything you need to know about the rats. Avoid them. Also, they eat bodies. Want to dispose of a body? So a guard can't find the body and sound the alarms? Throw it to a rat swarm. Or want to use rats, want to kill somebody? Push them into a rats. See, it's this game, just like when we first came out of our cell and grabbed the sword. The sword's pretty straightforward. You swing it and you whack it. Gave us some guards to whack at. We learned how to use that tool. But the brilliant game design is basically, if it's an immersive sim with all these different tools they want you to use in different combinations, and so you can feel creative and like you have power, they can't just throw all the tools at you at once. And here's another tool, whether you knew it or not, the rats. And so they're slowly introducing tools to you at your disposal. And obstacles, which can be reutilized as tools. So, you know, possibly common sense stuff that doesn't need to be said, but fuck you, this is my stream. It's the kind of stuff I like thinking about. Alright, let's see. Liking the ambiance here with this red light. Hidden supplies, okay. Let's drop down. Not be open. Good, I don't want rats eating me. Let's see some of these old ads here. Disinfecting fluid, fine quality. Add 2 teaspoons of fluid to each quart of water. Shoes. Ah, kill the rats. That is easily missable, wouldn't you say? It's not in huge letters along this wall. It's written very small. Ugh, almost blending in with these ads. Huh, it's almost like the designers wanted to put detail into things. Huh. Go figure. Good game design. Okay. Main drain. Gotta drain the main vein. Alright. No one will... Okay, now this isn't quite as subtle, of course. No one will keep us from death. We keep us from death? Huh. I guess they're just being very blunt and negative. No one can save us. Right off the bat, I say right off the bat quite a bit, sorry. But if the plague is going to be a huge feature of this game, you know, there are games where a kingdom is in turmoil, but then there'll be all these little villages you happen upon, you know. You'll be like, oh, I remember that one village in that game? That was such a charming little village. Everybody would remember that one guy with the chickens, and the one guy sells you the masks. And well, if a kingdom's really in turmoil, there wouldn't be charming fucking villages. There would be people paranoid and grim as fuck writing on the walls, no one will keep us from death. Rats are eating our babies. In Microsoft Word font, apparently. Nah, I'm just kidding. That could be written. What does this say? You cannot kill the rat plague. The skull. Everyone's talking about... The plague is on everyone's lips. It is not just some plot device that they thought was kind of cool and then just, you know, threw away. But once again, this is common sense, not reinventing the wheel here. But that's what Arcane, when I compared them to Rare before, they're not about reinventing the wheel, they're about making the best wheels. Alright, enough of my dumbass metaphors. What I'm saying is, they made the plague very palpable. Not just literally with the rats, they made the civilization, the culture reflects the so-called conflict. You're not walking along empty streets with no one talking about the plague, but then the plague comes up conveniently when it needs to for the plot. This is called environmental storytelling. So, once again, nothing new. BioShock did this, tons of games before it did it. But it's nice to see it done well. Barrow Street. Okay. So now we are reintroduced to the element of the rats. Luckily they're separated from us. Oh, or were. Now we're kind of reminded, just a little nudge again, just in case you forgot or thought that was just a scripted cutscene. Rats can do damage. So now any smart player playing this for the first time would know to avoid those babies. Which I will. Let me look over here first. I have air for days in this one apparently, compared to the sequel. So I can just swim this way. I mean, it pains me to not see what I'm missing up here. Blood from the eyes. That's pleasant. Okay, I'm not missing much. Notice you see quite a bit of Corvo's arms and even his feet. This is not simply an FPS where you see the gun and that's pretty much it. They want you at all times to be reminded of your place in space and time and your body. Okay, our first little bit of reading material. Damien's journal. Wonder who Damien was. Trying to see if there's any sign of Damien. Oh shit. Oh my god. That I gotta say that was actually pretty effective. I didn't expect to find I know you find these journals often and then usually find a body nearby and you piece together. Guess that was Damien. I thought it was just gonna be some guy's dead body, but that was sort of unexpected and sort of very sad to see. Wow. I'm sure it's about to get sadder by reading the context of it. Damien's journal. Amanda and I only had enough coin to buy half the elixir we needed. Even that's all gone now, and there's nothing to do but wait. We're very sick, and there's no place above to hide from the city watch. They're breaking into houses all over our district. So we'll stay here and share the last hours together. Our fire will keep the rats away, but they'll inherit this city. Damien. Once again, if the plague is something to be taken seriously, this is how you illustrate it right away in a game. Holy shit, that's That's dark. That's sad. Wow. That's very easy to miss as well, I'd say. And they're very gray and they blend. Oh, that's very sad. Okay. So basically, this plague's something you want to stop. Or get as far away from as possible. Or even if that's not an option, it's just... certainly we've seen no way of stopping the plague, so it just gives this sense of dread, existential dread. Like if there's no hope for these two and the rats are just going to inherit the city, what hope is there? Why? It probably puts doubts in Corvo's mind of why even try to prove my innocence. The city's going to hell. Which is a very dark tone to give a game. Very effective. Alright. Warning. Possible sewage overflow during heavy rain. That lets us know that it rains here. Outsider walks among us. It's one of their favorites, apparently. Now, one might say, okay, so we saw that graffiti already, and it's being reused, so that's just a simple example of a company reusing assets. Not a crime. Not lazy either. You only have so many things you can create for a game. But I might even argue that perhaps purposely reused. Because pretty soon coming up we're going to meet the Outsider, and if somebody hadn't read the last time that this was on a wall, these are just little environmental storytelling, again, all these buzzwords I'm going to be using, I know it's obnoxious, narrative reminders, so that the first time you hear the name Outsider and see the Outsider, it will not be the actual first time you've heard the name. This is very subliminal. It will feel more real. Okay. Again, another corpse. Sorry, dude. Sorry to mistreat your body like this, but you're in my way. Okay. Making progress. Getting through this sewer. Okay, looks like a little stash of goods here. Should probably belong to the guy draped over that wheel. He won't be needing them anymore. Okay, first, well, possibly not the first, but one of the first I've noticed are the bottles you can pick up in this game. Like it said on the screen, these are useful for... Wait, was that my footsteps? I guess so, but... distracting people. Alright. I mean, the second game is certainly dark in its subject matter, but the second game is a lot of Mediterranean, sun-drenched, foreboding, sure, but very, very epic, beautiful landscapes. Picturesque, whatever the term is. I forgot how much this game is just, broodingly dark and dank. I can just feel the plague dripping off of everything. Now, here though, we get a little bit of sunlight coming in. Ah.
Aren't we supposed to load the bodies into carts headed to the flooded district?
Yeah, but screw that. That's too far. And I don't want to catch the plague, do you?
No. But doesn't the elixir prevent it?
Maybe. Either way, let's just dump them down there. Let the rats eat them.
Okay. So again, the element of rats. Very cool. Now... ah, yes, I remember this. Obviously we want to get to that wheel. But there are rats everywhere, so... Now that we've been introduced the concept of the rats eating corpses 3 times now, or twice. Again, repetition. There's a difference between, and this is no bash on Nintendo, I love Nintendo, but in recent days Nintendo has a lot of hand-holding pop-up messages saying, this is how you do this. It just interrupts the flow of having fun. This, we've now been told how rats work. 3 times, naturalistically. Yeah, this game has pop-up things too. Those can be pretty easily skipped with 1 button, so. So now that we know how rats work, I can get up here. Ooh, rough day for these fellas. Obviously, some of these models are starting to get very familiar. Speaking of reusing assets, that's forgivable. Totally fine. So if I want them to not be at that wheel, but over here, just throw some bait. Well, the bait has to be seen first. Come on, guys. Come on. Get your food. Fetch. Good boys. Turn that wheel, 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 turn that wheel. Bye. See, that's a clever little, well, maybe not a puzzle, but a thinking section. Oh, look, it's nice to see some green. Okay. I like this entrance here. This is very cool. Okay.
Attention, Dunwall citizens. The assassin Corvo, responsible for the murder of our fair Empress and the disappearance of Lady Emily, heir to the throne, has temporarily escaped state custody. Several brave officers of the state are dead by his hand.
See?
He is to be captured or
that would be an
killed at
entirely
any cost.
different announcement if I had not killed anyone. It's the little things, baby. That make you feel like what you're doing means something. It's just simple. I mean, the other announcement might be the same thing, just without mentioning that I murdered someone. But just that small difference is good game design. There's nothing fun about playing a game for a second time and having the exact same experience. Unless that experience is awesome. But I like a game where every time there'll be little things, new surprises, new things. Okay. I love this chain. No one will keep us from death. Yep, I've heard it. Can I kill the rat plague? Yeah, I've heard it. Alright, so obviously a tripwire here. Whoops. I thought that would simply disarm it and not actually trigger it. It's a little different in the second game. Let's see. Explore. Remember there being a safe down here. Oh, I can loot this? Oh, you get the bolts out of it. Cool. So slowly but surely my inventory's growing. So I have bolts now, but I do not have crossbow yet. See, kind of like Metroid, although in Metroid you start off without your powers and then lose them all. This one I'm slowly getting... I mean, this is not me pointing out unique game design here. This is just me stating it obvious, but wanted to state it. It's just So I've only had the gun and sword for a while now, but just the thought of, oh, in a while I get the crossbow, oh, in a while I get my powers, I start to feel a little less vulnerable. And the whole power fantasy of this game, which is that, for sure, a power fantasy, starts to become a little bit more amped up. Let's loot that one. Refreshing water? Or is it sewer water? Well, it's about to be sewer water, regardless. You know, it's pretty cool that Bethesda put such faith in these guys. And that Arcane was given such a budget to make a new IP in this day and age. Just thinking about that, because everything is a sequel nowadays. And if it's not, then it's from some already established creator. Arcane, of course, were established, but it's not like Hideo Kojima or somebody just saying, I'm going to make a new game, and everyone being excited because it's them. This is, to most console players, a fairly unknown developer, I would imagine, at the time of this release, and a completely unknown IP. It's very rare that this happens, and I think they knew that. That's why they really tried to make their dream game. And it shows the amount of you know, like a band's first album when they're young and hungry shows. And then everyone talks about the sophomore slump, but that did not happen with Dishonored 2, I can tell you that. To the Lord Protector. Greetings, Corvo, or should I say Lord Protector, as you were known before that title was wrongfully taken from you. We are servants of the Empire and of the true Empress, a group of loyalists who want very much to meet you. Take these weapons, crafted for you of the finest materials in the Isles, and meet with our man Samuel near where these tunnels spill into Wrenhaven River. All haste and luck. We share a common purpose. Ah, so I'm not alone in this whole betrayal thing. Yes, I saw the weapons. I'm just looking around for a moment. I swear there's more corpse models than this. There seem to be only like 2 that they keep using. Oh well. Hemlock essence. Poison somebody. Oh no. Goodbye. Okay. So this is cool. This special equipment. So I always thought the crossbow was a standard weapon of Dunwall. This guy's got some bling. That's a different corpse. But the what does that sound like? But the guard stoner crossbows. So I actually believe this was made by Pietro. No, what's his name? Not Pietro. Pietro. We'll find out. He's at the Hound's Pit pub where we're headed. Again, look at these wrapped, molding bodies. Oh lord. No dumping allowed. There's been some dumping. Doesn't seem like a city that follows rules very often. Okay. Oh, very nice. Love that little music sting there. Ah, okay, so I no longer have a normal sword either. I now have the foldable sword, which I'm assuming was made by the same inventor. Now I'm feeling more power. Main company station. Damn. Jelly. In case you're too daft to remember, look to your whiskey for the answer. Whiskey, got it? If you want your share, you'll sort it out. If not, I'll come back for it next month. Jelly share. Huh. Somebody named Jelly. Can't be too bright. So look to your whiskey for the answer. Here's the safe I knew I remembered. There's a case of whiskey or something. You break some of it, and then you get find a number. I don't want to pass.
You won't get past me, sir.
Do you know who we're hunting here? Don't try to take him out alone.
But what if no one from the squad is around?
And try to make a lot of noise when you die. Knock something over if you can.
Bastard.
See, so those guards, are making a morbid joke, saying,
Smells like a dead...
hey, if you want one of us to hear you, make a noise when you die. Ha ha ha. But see, that's a very naturalistic way of letting us know, well, as naturalistic as you can get, to let us know that if a guard makes a lot of noise when he dies, the others will be heard and they will come after you. So you gotta be silent about it. Once again, possibly common sense.
Just slip into the water, don't come out.
That's sad. I don't want to pass the whiskey, so let me try to find it. Combination. Oh, here we go. It was right here in front of me. 451. Now, I may be wrong about this, but I believe this is the first either combination or number on a door in System Shock. Because when Harvey Smith, co-creative director of Arcane Studios, and the designer on Dishonored 2, not designer, director, creative director, whatever, Harvey Smith, Deus Ex guy, when he was applying to work for not Looking Glass, because he actually never worked for Looking Glass, Ion Storm, I believe. Either way, there was someone that used to work for Looking Glass that was hiring him, and when he took him to their office, he said to him they were about to use the elevator or some sort of door, a gate with a code on it. He was about to enter it, and he said, wait, no, Harvey, to Harvey, who he was interviewing for the job, you open the door. And I guess Harvey, in that moment, racked his mind, or it popped into his mind. He said probably if he had done it a million times over, it might not have worked out so perfectly, but he, for whatever reason, knew that the number would be 451. So he put that in, and the reason he put that in is because he remembered it from the game System Shock, and that was the correct code, and he felt that in that instance, in many ways, is when he got the job. He was being tested, and that's kind of a cool story. If it's true, I'm sure it is, and if this is the right number. I remember hearing that story in an interview, and I think it was 451, and this is like the first unlock number you get in this game, so that would make sense, and to continue that tradition, which is very cool, stuff like that. I think 451 was also used in BioShock as the first number you use. I don't remember, but yeah, I like when they do stuff like that. Job interview over. should be saving more, huh?
Can't see the bottom.
You're about to. I don't even know what hole you're talking about, but I'm gonna make sure I throw you in it. Oh, the water. Alright. Might as well use my crossbow for the first time, right?
Fine, I'll get to the bottom of this. Got you now!
Tell me how deep it is. I know these guys are just doing their job, and I didn't have to kill them in that instance. But I wanted to try my new toys out. Ooh, floating head. And yes, I do know that this game is more fun when thought out tactically and approached with stealth and caution. Like I said, I've beaten this game before doing that. This way is just as valid of an option. There's no wrong way to play. Except for just like, if I walked into this pipe for 3 hours, that is the wrong way to play. Shish kebab. Check over here. Read Hermit's note. It's here by the Wren Haven. I'll make my last home. It stinks to the void, but my grandmum's hagfish stew will drive the odor away. I remember sailing out on this river to the great ocean, that vast blinding light in blue water. I was a tender 15, and our nets were always full to bursting. The old days, before everything went to shit. Anyway, it goes. It's either the boots of the watch against my skull, the teeth of the rats on my bones, or the trembles of the plague all over my skin. Don't matter none to me. How joyous. I love the atmosphere in this game. Smoky, even the smoky sewer, which should not be cool, is cool. Okay, so I've mentioned Harvey Smith. He's the co-creative director. The other one's Rafael Colantonio. And they split off, I mentioned, into two separate teams after this game. Harvey working on Dishonored 2 and Raph working on Prey, a reimagining of the old PC shooter Prey, which is now become more of a System Shock spiritual successor and interesting, very interesting looking sci-fi game. It doesn't look like any sort of reinvention of the wheel. It's standard sci-fi for what I've seen, but I think the way they utilize new unexpected things in a standard sci-fi setting, once again, not reinventing the wheel but making the best wheel, does intrigue me. The sci-fi aesthetic doesn't auto-hook me in as quickly as this one did for Dishonored. This just clicks with me a lot more. But if they can match even a bit of the gameplay mechanics in this game, as far as the pacing, gameplay pacing, introduction of the tools at your disposal, different ways you can use them, and the environmental storytelling and like palpable senses of atmosphere, then they got another winner on their hands. I really hope so. Okay, looks like we're almost to Samuel. Are we finally gonna get some light?
The assassin Corvo, responsible for the murder of our fair
So that introduces
and the disappearance of Lady Emily,
the shuttle
heir to the
tram
throne,
system.
has temporarily escaped state custody. Several
Temporarily,
brave
permanently,
are dead by
motherfucker.
his hand. He is to be captured or killed at any cost.
So far, there's like no mystic runes, any of that stuff. All in good time.
Corvo, over here. Quickly, I'm a friend.
Wow. Look at that view. Look at that whale. This is what I love. I love... They get it, man. They get it. You're in this dark, dank sewer. You've been in here for a little while now. You're ready to get the hell out of here. Oh, what's this? Beams of light trickle in through this grate. You see this silhouette of a ship, and then a giant whale whose oil you've seen power different machinations so far. And now you see the giant whale itself and how the deed is done, how it's harvested and brought back. And you see a friendly face for once. And the bright sun shines in, reflects off the green slime on the water top. What an exit
I'm
from
Samuel,
the sewer.
and I work for some good people who want very much to meet you. Well, they said you'd come out here. I can still hardly believe it. I'll take you to meet them. Just down the river from here.
Alright, old man, let's go. Or wait here, I need a moment. Wait here.
Look around if you need. I'll be here. Just don't take too long.
Thank you, Samuel. But, personally, I refuse to just leave this area just yet, because it looks so good. Haha. See what I mean? There is no reason they had to take the time to record an audio line of him responding to me jumping into the water. No reason at all. Other than the fact that they wanted you to feel like your choices had power. Even the stupid non-choice choices, like just jumping in the water. Alright, there's probably nothing here for me. If there is, I'll get it next playthrough. There's always another playthrough with this game. You always come back to it. Alright, Beechworth, let's
Get
go.
in! We've got a hot meal and a warm bed waiting for you.
Thank you, sir. Man, wherever we're going, there can only be nothing but good. Runes found, 0 out of 0. Okay, phew, I was gonna say. I missed nothing. I got quite a few of the coins. Not all of them. Overall chaos, high. Okay. No, the chaos system works a little differently than the second one. If you kill a bunch of legitimately bad people in the second one, it actually doesn't count as much chaos, I believe. So I don't know if I would be technically high chaos just because I killed a bunch of bad guys. I mean, killing's killing, of course. Civilians killed 0. There weren't many. I don't think there were any living civilians. Special actions. Yeah, I wonder if there were any other special actions I missed. But anyway, it seems like I, besides giving in and killing on this playthrough, I did pretty good. And the killing's just so I can mess around with some of the combat mechanics down the line and try to get some of those combat-related trophies. I will try and get the trophies for doing a ghost playthrough, etc. on my own time. If I'm streaming, I'd rather have a bit more action-packed. So, alright. And what's great is you can replay the mission if you missed anything. Dishonored 2, for whatever reason, did not ship with a mission select. Which, when I heard about that before buying it, did not bode well for me. I was like, oh no. Did they not finish this game? Is it, as some other people were saying, lazy sequel? Still don't know why they didn't do that. Very odd choice. But within weeks, patches came out that added Mission Select and New Game Plus and fixed a whole boatload of problems. A whale load of problems. And, yeah, so patience is a virtue. Alright, let's continue. Hound's Pits Pub. So I think this is where we're going to end for this stream. We finally got out of prison, and apparently some friends want to meet us at this pub. See this intro first.
This is
wow.
the Hound Pits Pub. Closed for business. Half the district marked off as dead from the plague. We're right under the Lord Regent's nose, and he don't know a thing. Of course, if anyone finds out what we're up to, the Watch will break in with swords drawn. And now that you've escaped, the Lord Regent's going to be tearing the city apart.
Is the Lord Regent the same as the Spy Master? I still don't know.
Take you up to meet Admiral Havelock and the rest of the Loyalists. The Admiral's a man to be reckoned with. If anyone can help you find that missing girl, Lady Emily, and clear your name, he can.
This seems pretty fortuitous. The Hounds? I keep saying Hound's Pit Pub. Hound Pit's Pub. Alright. Just looking through here for a moment. Alright, let me go ahead and save. Alright, that'll be it for kicking and streaming today. See you next time.